Alright, so if you didn't hear the news, Jim Mannion announced a new category in bodybuilding competition. Thank you, Jim Mannion. What bodybuilding really needed was another category for people to compete in. When they brought in Physique and then started giving Physique division competitors International Federation of Bodybuilding pro cards, that's where you start to really cross the line and say, well, okay, you might have a guy who can't get a pro card as a bodybuilder, and this guy who looks less muscular and just smaller, yet he's an IB pro. Right? That's what kind of happened. And so now what they're saying is, hey, cool, we want that to happen again. A classic physique will bridge the gap between bodybuilding and men's physique. You have the NPC, which isn't drug tested, right? People are taking drugs. They brought Physique into the picture, and they pretty much just said, hey, you know what? We understand that you might not be able to be a bodybuilder, but you still work out, and you might not have a very proportionate physique. Your legs might suck, maybe you don't squat very much, but you have big shoulders, you have a big chest. So here you can compete and have a trophy too. They said, you know what, fuck it. I don't need to have proportion anymore because I can compete in a category that says, hey, you know what, you don't need to have legs. Right? Or just have bigger shoulders. And I'm going to do 5 shoulder days a week and in chest. So all the bodybuilders who failed at bodybuilding because they never built up their legs, they just jumped ship and said, hey, cool, this is great. Let me go and put on a pair of board shorts now. This is perfect. And then they started winning. So now what they're saying is because they noticed that the physique competitors were just getting too big. Here is the judging criteria. Will be for competitors who want to present more muscular size than is currently acceptable for men's physique, but not as extreme as current standards for bodybuilding. What the fuck does that mean? Let me go ahead and pull up what they want physique to look like. The judging criteria down here: muscularity and body condition, which is across the board important for every category. Judges will be looking for a competitor who displays muscular size, always important. Symmetry, always important. They never say we're looking for asymmetry, right? They don't want to ask for an asymmetrical body, somebody who has horrible, what the fuck? They always want symmetry. Balance and proportion. They always want that. The emphasis is on definition and condition. They end it with, the ideal physique will display an aesthetic appearance highlighted by a small waist. We're going to go to rules for men's physique to compare. So we have muscularity and body condition. This is for men's physique now. Judges will be looking for contestants who display proper shape and symmetry, combined with muscularity and overall condition. Okay, didn't I just hear that in men's classic physique? I sure did. Okay, so you should see how people start to say, what the fuck are you asking for? Number one, the NPC is known for shit judging. We know that they like money. They just crank out competitors at such a high volume, it's ridiculous. But now they're going and creating another category for people to give them their money from. I love this one. The favorite classic pose, not most muscular, is what they say in parentheses. How are you going to judge a favorite classic pose as a part of what you are actually scoring? There's gonna be so much shit across the board with that pose that it really gives competitors a chance to just say, ah, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. Another front double bicep, put a little twist in my hip, do one of these cute little things, call it a favorite classic pose. They're asking for just all hell to break loose here. Bodybuilding competitions have always been about the mandatory poses that are in bodybuilding. So to say that they're going back to a classic physique, but then they're only asking for these 5 poses, that really makes very little to no sense. Okay, let's go ahead and compare this to bodybuilding. We'll get all 3 lined up together so we can have even more fucking confusion. Men's bodybuilding. Judges will score competitors according to the NPC, quote-unquote, total package, which is a balance of size, symmetry, and muscularity. I'm not stupid. I just heard those words in the other 2 categories. Back to classic physique. Judges are looking for competitors who display muscular size, symmetry, balance, and proportion, with an emphasis on definition and condition. Symmetry is there. Muscularity is there. Balance is there. Okay, so they're looking for the same thing. Let's go ahead and go back to men's physique. Judges are looking for fit contestants who display proper shape and symmetry combined with muscularity and overall condition. So what they're pretty much telling you is nobody knows what they're going to judge for. They'll decide when they see who comes up on stage, what they look like, and they'll pick a winner. And then what's going to happen is, just like physique, people are going to start to emulate the first couple of winners. So if they looked good enough, right, to make it like a classic physique, they're going to start training in their mind in a way that's going to allow them to look like that. So there you have it, right? Very exciting news for anybody who wasn't able to get a pro card in any other category. They don't clarify a lot of things. So you get stuck wondering, what do you really want? You're either bodybuilder or you're not. Stop trying to help everybody fit into the picture. The only reason they're trying to help everybody fit in is, guess what? Because that means more money. The more categories they have to compete in, the more competitors. The more competitors at 70 to 80, 90 bucks a category, the more money they're making. I mean, come on. It's clearly a way to get you to give them more money. You could argue, you could say, okay, they're trying to stay with the times and provide people with more opportunity, but what they're really doing is they're giving people IFBB Pro cards who look like fucking garbage compared to what an IFBB Pro should really look like and did in the past. That's what they're doing. You stand Ronnie Coleman, an IFBB Pro, next to a men's physique IFBB Pro, you have a big difference, right? I have no problem with these other categories if they had their own different maybe organization. That would make more sense. Don't call them International Federation of Bodybuilding Pro when they're not bodybuilders. If they want to be a bodybuilder, they can compete in bodybuilding and try to get an International Federation of Bodybuilding Pro card. End of discussion. So there we have it, men's classic physique. Exciting.